Previously on BNN.
I decided to get into sports recently.
The one where John dies at the beginning.
John, you gotta help me. We gotta go, John. I don't know how to get out of here.
Mike, what's happening? What's going on?
I'm gonna die.
No! Folks, we gotta save Mike.
Yeah, save Mike in LA. Save Mike in LA.
The universe is what it is. It really doesn't care about your senses.
In LA? I gotta save Mike in LA. I'm gonna have to save Mike in LA. Woo!
What? I can't control the fact that my Uber is late. Mike in LA. It's me, John. We need you. We want you back. We'll talk about the contract. It'll be fine. You're so important to the show, Mike in LA. We can't do Tinkle Time without you. Please.
Well, looks like we're getting the BNN back together again.
Beyond breaking news, this is Broken News with John Swalski.
Let's get physical, folks. This week, basketball. You know, everybody, when I knocked myself out with an emoji dodgeball at a Southside Chicago basketball court, I never thought I'd be lying there in the rain wondering where it all went wrong. I came to and thought to myself, I will never let this happen again. I had to ask myself one simple question. If I couldn't hoop, could I host? Could I be the best me for you, I scoured the entirety of Chicago to find the area's most talented coaching professionals, and none of them responded to my letters or candygrams or Candy Crush invites. So rude. I eventually landed on the only person who would take me, a 7th grade C-team basketball coach for the Chicago City Limits Regional Middle School Prairie Dogs. A man with a name synonymous with victory on the hardwood. Swesh. Coach Swesh, it's a pleasure to have you here. If people don't know who you are, which I'd be very surprised to hear, you are famous now. One might say notorious for being a great 7th grade C-team basketball coach, which seems pretty niche. But in a place like Illinois, where basketball is so holy and considered such an important sport, it's a big deal. 49-8 this season. Group of ragtag seventh grade kids who are just sweeping the whole city of Chicago, beating high school teams, 8th grade teams. How do you explain this that you've built?
Well, first of all, I want to check something you said. You said that I'm getting famous, I'm getting acclaimed. Okay, I'm not in this for the fame, nor the clout, nor anything else. I'm in it for the love of the game. This team, it's a great opportunity stepping in as coach of this team. I love these kids. I love what they're capable of, and I love the game of basketball. So it is just, I'm humbled. I'm humbled to be part of it.
How do you explain such a successful rise? Last year, the P-Dogs had a record of 0 and 68.
Look, if you're cooking, you need the fire under that pan in order for it to get hot. And let me tell you, brother, I ignited something. You know, they're not slowing down. These are pit bulls running down the street, going for meat, digging through the trash. These are fighting, gritty dogs, okay? They're gonna continue to play at a high level for the rest of their lives, probably in old age.
Now to get to a darker topic, the losses. How do you explain the losses this season?
My least favorite topic.
I'm sorry, but it is part of the game.
Hey, part of life too. Taking many losses.
Well, not that many this season though. 8.
No. Mm-hmm.
How do you explain those losses as they were pretty brutal?
Lost about an average of 25, 35, 55 points. And, you know, it's just about chemistry, right? Any team, when they're starting out on a year, they're going to take some time to gel with each other, learn each other's play types, feel each other out, understand those passing lanes, understand how to set each other up for success, right? And that's why it was shocking to me when these losses all came straight in a row at the end of the season. But that's what happens, you know. My coaching style, I like to just set my starting 5, set my rotation early, and leave those 5 out on the floor until the wheels fall off. And that started to happen. You know, we had a couple of serious injuries, okay? The kids will be okay, but the injuries in the moment, gruesome. Let's say somebody died on the court, then I'd be concerned, right? They left it all out there quite literally, right? Viking funeral style, right? Trial by fire, right? You know, I'm not wishing that on anybody, right? My kids will never die. I firmly believe that this group of kids can live to 150 plus. You know, with the medical technology and the advances we've been making and the way these kids eat and train, whew!
So, is it a healthy mix of motivation and discipline? How do you keep morale up, and how do you keep these wins happening for your team?
It's up to interpretation. These kids, I don't frankly care whether they have a positive or negative experience, as long as at the end we can celebrate together. That'll be positive. I'm positive they're gonna love winning the game of basketball.
Now, there was controversy mid-season that all of a sudden students were getting paid to play, and that might have been the incentive as to why they were doing so well.
Well, money makes the world go round, am I right? You know? And I think the thing is, everybody has to make concessions in life, right?
Sure.
I had to stop smoking cigars on the sidelines, right? I had to stop smoking cigars. I gave that up. Maybe people could try giving up their preconceived notions of what motivation works for kids.
Wonderful. So people have described your coaching style as abrasive, aggressive.
Who? Well, they say you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. I'm not trying to catch flies at all. Flies are gross. Get them out of my house.
Right.
Look, I'm not running from accountability, right? I know there are things I could have done better as a coach to get through the losing slump, right? And look, I hate the word lose. All right, I hate the word tie. I love the word lugubrious because I think it's interesting. I like the word water because I think it's delicious. I love the word milk because I think it builds strong bones, right? I don't believe there's an off season. I don't believe there are other coaches. I'm the only coach as far as I'm concerned. Because I coach this team. This is the only team in the world that I care about.
Well, you don't just coach this team. Apparently, it has been said that you work with adults as well, and not just children. Is that true?
Look, we all work with adults, right? Adults make up most of the workforce.
But a 7th grade C team coach doesn't make much money. So how do you sustain being able to do this year in and year out?
Geocaching, mainly. My kids and I go out in the woods, we dig.
You're not telling me that you, as one adult, brings a series of children into the woods to start digging for things. That sounds dangerous and irresponsible. Is this part of,
Look, I've had several injuries occur on the court, right? I've never had one injury occur when we're making money by digging up chests. The second that happens, look, I'll eat crow, right? And I have. Delicious. High protein. We do that in the woods sometimes. They're smart too. Sometimes we can learn a lot about plays from crows. They can talk if you teach them. They can also point to geocache locations. If they see somebody bury something, they can point to it with their beaks.
Coach, I'm so grateful that you're here with us today, and recently I've been feeling that I need to get better at basketball. Not just because I'm terrible at it and frankly a danger to others on the court, but because I feel like it's a necessary thing within me that I need to get better at. I need to get better at basketball and learn those fundamentals in order to get better at hosting this show. Would you be willing to train me?
You're a danger to others on the court. That's a positive quality. I'm willing to jump in there with you and make you the best version of yourself you can be. I'll take a raw ball of dough, and I'll flatten it, throw it up in the air, make the best damn pizza you ever tasted, but it will chip your teeth and give you acid reflux. But you'll remember it for the rest of your life. That's what you're gonna be. A dangerous, dangerous slab of hard, burnt pizza.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
I look forward to getting on the court with you.
Good game, John.
Good game to you too, Coach.
Yeah. Let's do.
Okay.
Yeah, swish out.
Don't switch.
Swish. I do it, you don't. Swish.
Rise up, dogs.
Crypto Willie! Yeah. Water. Earth. Fire. Air. These are all things that human beings did not invent. But I'll tell you what we did invent. The Maxwell Street Polish. The Chicago hot dog. Deep dish pizza. Italian beef. Dipped. And sipped with all that good gravy goodness. Maybe we didn't invent it, but somebody out there made it. But we made it better. Popcorn. We made that better. Ever heard of Garrett's? We invented that. Hell, we even created the rumor that Miss O'Leary then started the whole Chicago fire by her trifling cow tipping over a lantern. That's just an insurance claim. Why the hell are you coughing? Oh, hi. I'm Willie Drizzles. You may know me as BNN's handsome, talented weather correspondent. We invented the weather. And guess what? We gonna keep on inventing stuff, cause that's just what we do. Introducing the ooh-ah, the woo, baby, baby. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. BNN commemorative e-coin. You might be asking yourself, huh? Who, what? Huh? That's innovation, baby. That's the future of innovation. Be one of the first to own the doo-wop, shibbity doo-wop, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, put your hands in the air, wave them like they just don't care. Ooh, ooh. BNN commemorative e-coin. Today, everybody's human. I missed out on the Beanie Baby craze of the 90s. Learn from my mistakes, America. Go get the doo-wop, shibbity doo-wop, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Death Row is the label that pays me, e-coin, today. Let's go to the moon, baby. No cap, we seriously building a rocket up in this piece. Buy your BNN commemorative, ooh-ah, baby, baby, baby back rib, e-coin today, and you can join us on the rocket. We got astronomical scientists, we got farmers and all types of stuff up in there. We got space farmers. You know how hard it is to bring some space farmers and astronomical scientists to study ass? Because that's what I think an astronomical scientist does. We gonna be partying in space. We gonna be chilling with aliens. And you know aliens like to party. They get lit. I see you there. To the moon, baby.
Oh, hey, Coach. It's pretty cold out here today. Why can't we just go inside?
In the game of basketball, there's no skipping steps, all right? You can't step on my hardwood until you prove yourself. Everybody earns a spot in my gym and on my court. So first, we're gonna get the fundamentals down in the elementals. Cold weather breeds champions. Mid-range, hook shot, sky hook, dunk, windmill jam. A lot of coaches talk about how you have to take a player, break them down to the bare bones so you can build them back up. Luckily, we got no breaking down to do. John is starting from scratch. He's a newborn babe out on this court. Every player's ceiling is higher than the sky could take them. I'm talking solar system level. The floor, that's where the problems occur. On a skill level, does he have what it takes to be a prairie dog? Absolutely not. But I guess we'll find out where that ceiling is, huh? Maybe he'll be a basketball god by the end of today, and I'm ready to worship. I got all the time in the world right now. I'm a winner. I've got nothing left to prove, so why not take on the biggest challenge I could find? Plus, if there's one thing I like, it's a good experiment. Look, a lot of this game is hard, and I'm no X-ray machine. You know, I can't see the size of the heart, but I can imagine. And look, if this is a Grinch type situation where his heart's really small, I trust that I can be the love that makes his heart grow, all right? Everybody's got potential within them. It's about taking the key, grabbing a hold, twisting it up, and unlocking it for yourself. Now, can he do it? Time to hand him the key. It's his time to turn.
Oh, thank you so much, John. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, really, authentic. I mean it. You're showing a lot of improvement. You're building that base. You're doing good stuff, you know? Just gotta keep at it. We'll get there.
We're gonna work on shooting. We're gonna work on stances. We're gonna work on running, basic athleticism, jumping, height, all these things. Hand size. We're gonna stretch out his hands, make them as big as we can until he's swatting away balls with catcher mitts. You know, we're gonna do everything we can to give this guy a tactical advantage. We're gonna do something with that hair. We're gonna do something with that style. We're using the jacket today to basically simulate multiple shooting sleeves at once, but for the entire body. It's like a sausage casing, all right? This kid is electric, and we're gonna take that electricity and channel it into something useful. I'm gonna make this kid a battery for a team that's gonna run all night long, run every play, and run us into the ground because he's such a champion.
The only sport I played as a kid was chess. So this is a lot more physically demanding than what I'm used to.
Hey, it's okay. Look, if you hit this one, we'll get you an orange slice.
I learned everything that I possibly could from Coach Donnie Swesh, according to Coach Donnie Swesh. With our training complete, there was no more time to play games. It was time to play a game.
You're in my house now, baby. Woo. Close out, John.
As I sat there lying on the cold pavement of a North Side Chicago basketball court, I couldn't help but think to myself, what went wrong? Was this worth it? And probably most importantly, is it legal for Donnie Swesh to take his players treasure hunting in the woods? Now, folks, I don't have the answers to those questions, mostly because I've had a series of severe concussions, but also because I realized something far more valuable. Basketball actually has nothing to do with hosting this show whatsoever. So take care, and thanks again, Coach Swash, for all the help, and best of luck to the P-Dogs on the next tournament. Rise up.
Not close. Any improvement is improvement. Any improvement is improvement. If it's a minute, a second you shave off your time when you're running up to the basket, any improvement is improvement. Coach, look at me. Except for that.
Hello, and welcome everyone back to BNN. My name is John Schwalski, but you can call me Al. Now, news.
The Breakdown.
Breakdown.
A city in Kansas has banned co-living, effectively making it illegal to have a group of unrelated people split the cost of rent. Shawnee, Kansas, located in Johnson County, unanimously voted early last week to ban the living arrangement of having roommates in an 8-0 vote by the city council. Here we go again, folks. How on earth is it possible for the common people to save money these days? Elon Musk owns Twitter now, Daddy Bezos got cash enough to send William Shatner into space, and I swear I can't afford another TV subscription. It's madness. If 7 strangers can't live with one another in an assumed fake title, that of roommate, a relationship that can be best described as lower than a friend, but just slightly above an enemy, then what are we expected to do? Die? If there is something I ever learned from The Real World, the show, not the real world, it's that it's almost always a good idea to live with people who you don't know and have never met before that you know have aggressive behavioral tendencies. Can you imagine this happening in Los Angeles or New York City? Cities would fall, the governments would crumble, and you'd think we have a homeless problem in the US right now. Get ready, City of Shawnee, Kansas. We're coming for you. Reports say that a Tennessee family visiting Disney World was tracked with a GPS locator while on spring break. An Apple AirTag was found on the family's luggage and did in fact record their entire road trip from the amusement park in Florida to their home in Nashville. Reporters found that, oddly enough, a Tennessee family doesn't do as many interesting things as you'd think. They saw a few Steak and Shakes, some Shoney's, a couple Waffle Houses, and a Cracker Barrel or two. Frankly, the AirTag was unnecessary. If you want to track a family from the Deep South, you could have just followed the trail of maple syrup or barbecue sauce. Sticky. The Bronx Zoo announced the birth of a rare tree kangaroo, and it's a huge celebration. However, it was then that scientists realized that it may have been a bad idea to genetically combine marsupials with a pine tree. Sorry. What's next? Wombat bushes, Tasmanian devil ferns, wallaby willows, or koala cypresses? I really don't understand why Australia is messing with the circle of life, mate. All we know for sure, folks, is that a kangaroo born in the Bronx will be destined for greatness in the ring. That's a thick boy. That's a thick-ass boy. A bit of local flavor. Tasty. Police are investigating an incident at a Homewood, Illinois middle school after several 8th grade students ate something that looked like cereal but contained an unknown substance. A photo of the packaging appears to indicate that it was THC edibles made to look like Captain Crunch cereals. Oops. All weed. This is a new market, folks. You can have Lucky Charms that are really magically delicious. You could get Sugar Smack, Golden Grams, Honey Bunches of Pot, Sugar Frosted Me, and you can get your Kicks, your Frosted Shredded Weed, your Cinnamon Toast Munchies, your Weed Cookie Crisps, and number one, of course, Special K. And K stands for ketamine. Ketamine, special ketamine. Speaking of tearing things down, local donut shop and coffee hole Dinkle's Bakery is closing. Wait, what? No. 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 BNN resident fact checker, David's hand, we need you.
Et bonjour. Oh,
It's true, folks. Dinkle's Bakery is closing after 100 years of dishing out German baked goods in Lakeview, Chicago. And that's become a tough strudel for the community to swallow. I say 9! And also, what a shame. Oy vey. The president of the bakery has plans to auction off the infamous outdoor sign to donate 50% of profits to charity, so I guess he's a nice guy. Maybe they'll auction off the name of the business and BNN can make an offer and we'll then have a segment called Tinkle Time. Little like Tinkle Time. I'm sorry, folks. I'm actually going to pass. I'm not trying to open any wounds for anyone out there, but I've never really trusted German bakers. WHO Local Des Moines, otherwise known as WHO, have reported that gas prices are indeed going up in an article called Gas Prices Are Going Up? Yes. Here in Chicago, while gas prices are going up, we can rely on Dr. Willie Wilson of the Willie Wilson Party to help us out. He's already given $1.2 million to the city of Chicago's residents to help them with their gas. You can go to one of these different locations and get $50, up to $50 of gas, and he says you won't owe him anything. Sure, this guy is the perfect making of a Disney cartoon villain. Doing great things for the community, right? Pablo Escobar did a lot of great things for the community. Bernie Madoff lulled the community into a sense of calm. It's all there, folks. Dr. Willie Wilson of the Willie Wilson Political Party. He's like the Joker, man. And folks, you realize that Chicago has been Gotham not once, but in 2 different major motion pictures, Batman movies, big sellers. As Bonnie Tyler sang in her 1984 hit song that is associated best with the movie Footloose, I need a hero, I'm holding up for a hero. Frankly, we all are. Starbucks workers have driven a nationwide surge in union organizing. Organizing attempts have taken an unfortunate turn, however, as their registering system still can't seem to find Philip McCracken. Is there a Philip McCracken here? Phil McCracken? Anybody? Polls show that Joe Biden is losing support from Generation Z. As a result, Biden is trying to get back in touch with his inner child. Needless to say, old hairy-legged Joe's inner child did not appreciate the massage. Get away from me, old man. A Ukrainian dance troupe in the U.S. fights disinformation through performance, in claiming their history back from those who threatened to take it. Heavy. They followed the American tradition by having their preferred choice of battle be snapping threateningly while walking in a V-like formation. I just love me, a high kick, Bah! An Alabama prison guard and the inmate she was escorting to trial are missing. How hilarious. Or at least they were until they showed up in Florida. They were last seen at sunset taking a long walk on the beach. Romantic. Just kidding. I mean, what do people do in Florida? They get a gun, a couple cases of oranges or Tangelos, bath salts, some sunscreens, and a bald eagle tattoo. They hide out in the Everglades. You know what, folks? I'd say no one's safe. Okay? If you or anyone has seen this couple, please notify BNN. We're not going to do anything about it. We just kind of want to know. Thank you. Dave Chappelle's Netflix is a Joke festival at the Hollywood Bowl is causing controversy because upon entry, patrons are forced to put their cell phone in timeout for 2 hours to, I guess, prevent the masses from exploiting Netflix or something. God forbid. I have a new theory. Maybe, just maybe, Dave is onto something crazy. Just think about it. 17,000 people in the moment, no phones. This is some sort of modern day BDSM. Ooh, take my phone away from me, Dave. Speaking of, Holy rejected from the football team. A 23-year-old man climbed on stage at Dave's most recent comedy show, as of the taping of this show, and tried to tackle him. Now, Dave is okay, but a lot of news stations are trying to connect this single incident to the Will Smith slapping of Chris Rock at the Oscars. I'm sorry, but if you are that intent on tackling a celebrity, I doubt you've been waiting on the Fresh Prince to justify your one little fight. Because if that's the case, then we all know where he's going. With his auntie and uncle in Bel Air. Just kidding. He's definitely going to jail. This is music. We're going to present it. It's BNN. It's for you. This is for our audience at home.
I'm Big Kid, Cam Stacy, and this is Tell Me a Story. Tell me a story while it's still dark, my love, until the light comes through. Sing me to sleep, my darling, my love, just to be with you. I'll stay with you all night as you hold me near. And in the morning when you wake, I'll be here. Tell me a story while it's still dark, my love, until the light comes through. Sing me to sleep, my darling, my love, just to be with. I'm floating, I'm falling, ain't nobody I'm calling. Your number on my table, roll a couple for you later, hoping that while I'm asleep you'll lie awake thinking of me. Oh, I'm speaking in circles while you speak poetic verses. I've been dealt my hand and it could have come out worse, and then I think maybe we'll see what this little thing will be. Maybe you and me, oh baby, you and me. Tell me a story while it's still dark, my love, until the light comes through. Sing me to sleep, my darling, my love, just ashtray. Call it Billy Sling Blade. Mind is on a runway, nowhere left to go. Smoking till the sky's red. Fucking in a twin bed. Baby's getting whiplash. Searching for a home. And you've got nothing to say. Except it'll be okay. Never are you gonna stay. Close the blinds, hide your face on my knees, your disgrace. Praying for better days, dragging me along, and I can't explain that maybe things will never change. Cause I've spun out all my reasoning, my mind is just a mess, and I floated too high from earth, and now I can't catch my breath. Empty out my ashtray, call it Billy Sling Blade. Mind is on a runway, nowhere left to go. Smoking till the sky's red, fucking in a twin bed. Baby's getting whiplash, searching for a home. And you've got nothing to say, except it'll be okay. Never are you gonna stay. Close the blinds, hide your face on my knees, your disgrace.
Wow! What a performance! That was wonderful. Just absolutely. Really good. Eric, another word?
I
Synonym
thought
for good.
very good.
Very good. Yeah.
Wow. Big Kid and Cam Stacy, thank you so much for joining us today on BNN. I'm super excited to have y'all here. We'll figure out contract stuff later, if that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I thought we had.
Yeah. I signed something.
I'm not in that department, so
Didn't really read it.
get that cleared up later.
Okay.
So anyway, how did y'all meet?
Okay. We met in college, kind of running in the same circles, going to the same parties most of the time, and then once we had graduated, Cam started working on this lovely podcast called Statesman, which my partner was a part of, and then we just started seeing each other more and more, kind of coming closer as friends, and then I finally was just like, hey, I have these songs that I've had in the vault since I was like 16, and I really enjoy to hear what they sound like, not just on my ukulele and piano, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Just for the audience, tell us what songs you have performed, and also where we can find them.
For sure. So the first song performed was Tell Me a Story. It was off of my debut EP, which came out last June. All of the songs are available on all streaming platforms, but it would mean a lot if people purchase them on Bandcamp, because that goes directly to the artist. So Tell Me a Story was the first one, and then the next one was Billy Sling Blade, which is unreleased. It's still kind of a work in progress. We might have a very fun feature on that. So it's coming. We're still workshopping it though.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really looking forward to that. I really like the Anecdotal EP. I'm just a big fan. Obviously, a big fan of y'all's. What the fuck was my question? God damn it. Okay, so Bandcamp, but also Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, but we don't, whatever.
Daddy Bezos, no thank you.
Yeah, Bandcamp would definitely be preferred just because they do this cool thing, Bandcamp Friday, where 100% of the sales on that, like for that Friday, go directly to the artist. They have a really cool platform, you know, just because people make like 0.00012 cents per Spotify stream. So
Totally.
Just keeping music alive and accessible for everyone.
So hit up Bandcamp on Fridays and look up Camp Stacy and look up Big Kid and, you know, support your local fucking people, man. Sorry. I get upset.
It's okay.
You know, 0.0012 of a cent? The fuck is that?
That's 10% more than they're actually giving, actually. Missed the zero.
Well, this song Billy Sling Blitz, or Billy as it's referred to as well, will be a web exclusive for our viewers out there. Cool. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea, and I live in Chicago. Isn't that crazy? By a lake. Poker face this one. Anywho. So, Big Kid, I've had the pleasure of seeing you perform multiple times now. It's always a good time. I love it. Love the music that y'all make. Truly. Kind of weird. I heard that you got your start actually performing at book clubs. Book clubs that are organized by Camp Stacy. And I was wondering if you have any room for a Jim Davis collection. Garfield is a I hate Mondays too.
So I think there might be a fundamental change, and I don't want to throw you off too much. Book Club is the name of the venue that we perform at, that Cam owns and operates. It's where I had my first show, my second show, which is a part of Reset, which is a Chicago music collective experience that happens like generally once a month.
It's fun.
Super, super fun, lovely DIY space. Really, I don't know, collaborative community. You can always be sure that you'll make a friend at a show. It's a really cool space.
You might also read a couple of books. And if I'm invited again, folks, I am sure to bring my Garfield collection over, as well as, no fans of Get Fuzzy or the Peanuts Gang.
Yeah, sure. I like Peanuts. Yeah.
I generally read Charles Schultz, but you know, I'm open to change.
I'm allergic to both Peanuts and anyone named Charles. Do you have any performances or anything else that's coming up right now? Any good books on the book club? Just kidding.
We don't have any performances like in the vault right now. But we're workshopping a bunch of songs, hoping to have some more stuff dropping in the summer. And yeah, just getting more time to work together. That's pretty much it right now.
Heck yeah.
We're both performing around the city a lot, all the time. I'm sure you'll link our socials somewhere. I thought that was in the contract that we signed before this.
Well, I'm not going to link your social security numbers, but social media accounts, we're all about it.
I'm like 90% certain those contracts we signed were napkins. I'm gonna put it out there.
Okay, but they were China brand. Good quality napkins, folks. Restaurant quality.
I don't have legal precedent.
What's the next question?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, wow. I heard you got a new EP coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Anecdotal was a compilation of 5 songs, a couple that I had written when I was like 15, 16, so like definitely some lyrics had to be changed from like that cringy teenager period.
I've had my own.
We all go through it. It's a growing point. But thankfully Cam was nice enough to wade through the lyrics. Yeah.
It was good.
Thanks.
It was good. I'm glad we saw it through.
Me too. But yeah, that came out last June, and since then, it did really well for having like no promo, no team behind us, just kind of a really like homey filled and like push forward project. It did really well, so I'm really excited for whatever's to come in the future. Hopefully more EPs.
That would be great. I'm looking forward to them coming out. This is not a question that I wrote. However, Tabloid's been talking about it a lot. Okay. And we've had this next person I'm about to mention on our episode this week. Very eccentric individual. Is it true, according to the Daily Mail, that you're in a domestic partnership with Coach, the one and only Coach Donnie Swash?
Okay, listen. This guy's been doing my taxes for like 4 years. We have like really good communication, and like I don't know if that is like in my mind we don't have a domestic partnership. That may be a conversation that can now happen because of this. I don't know. He's really good at coaching basketball, and he, has gotten me a pretty good tax refund every year. So like we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Cam, same question.
Am I in a domestic partnership with Coach Donnie Swash?
The one and only.
No. Can we cut that?
Why do you want to cut that? It's a fair question.
It's ridiculous.
I mean...
Y'all could both be,
Where did you...
Not
the
me, not
Daily Mail
me.
saying that
If there's one thing I know about Coach Donnie Swash, it is that he is not monogamous.
HuffPost, by the way.
Oh, Huff. Couldn't get the New York Times on that one.
No.
No, I am not in a domestic partnership with Coach Donnie Swash.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
What a time to be alive and to be here in this moment right now. Remember to follow on Bandcamp, Instagram, and Twitter, Big Kid Sid and Cam Stacy over here. It's been a great time. Thanks so much, guys, for coming back on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We do need to talk about those contracts.
Right. Anyway, gotta go.
Cut. Hello, and welcome back, folks, to BNN. My name is John Chwalski, of course, and I really like French toast.
Psst, it's a John-a-log.
Folks, what the is going on in this world? Here at BNN, we realize that news is sad. It's true. The world's on fire. Old world diseases like cholera, rickets, and misogyny are spreading again. Even the most cherished of sports, baseball, seems to be on death's door. Now, baseball surely isn't the action-induced sport that we once called America's pastime. In fact, it has been recorded recently that attendance has been the lowest it has been in an entire generation, since 1984. Fact check me on that. People just don't care about baseball anymore, bottom line. And I don't know what it is. Maybe Big League Chew supply is not meeting demand, and maybe, just maybe, scratching crotches doesn't make for good television anymore. Baseball reference. Now, America has a lot of pastimes. Regulating people's bodies, restrictive voting rights, capitalism, criminalizing poverty, calling murderous white men simply confused, redlining, and racism. So clearly we need something new, something fresh. We need to start lighting the path to a new American way. And to get the ball rolling, folks, we here at BNN have set the task of unearthing which pastimes are dying and which are sticking around. Because what better time than summer for me to don my gown and gavel and judge which pastimes should sink or swim? Look, we're far from the shallow end now, folks, and we're heading into the mystic. Just like way back in the days of old, and to the mystic. So without further ado, we present to you, is it a pastime or an ass time? First up, inline skating. It's a pastime. People still inline skate. Pretty simple. Bird watching. Once again, pastime. It's the same thing, there are just a lot fewer birds on Earth. But it is kind of assy that they might be working for the government, like pigeons and seagulls and stuff. Hustle culture. Ass time. It's really just corporate greed masking with a facelift and a BBL. Bowling. Haha. Good time. But we had something real with Wii bowling, folks. I mean, instead of chugging a beer and having a slice of greasy pizza and bumping the ball around bumpers, you could spend the night at home, forget to use the hand wraps, and explain to your parents why you got so into the game that you broke their television. Radio. And not the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr., but the radio. It is still around, and for a time was serious, and now, frankly, isn't. So it's a little bit of a halvesy, pastime, ass time type of thing, because we watch podcasts now. And frankly, Joe Rogan, I liked you when you were the host of Fear Factor and no one cared who you were, and all that audiences at home needed to do was see whether people would die or eat bull testicles. That was way more entertaining. Okay, well, next up is jazz. Stu-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-bow. Has turned into what is called jazz fusion, which, if you're unfamiliar, folks, is a combination of jazz music and funk music made for white people. And just like all American musical pastimes, they're used to separate casual music listeners from people who have never experienced migraines. Technology. Ass time. I can't go anywhere without a phone anymore, folks. It's like my third hand. If third hands were meant to induce anxiety and serve almost no other purpose. And lastly, book reading. And whoa, I know what you're going to say, folks. That's technically a global pastime. You're right, but this one is simply evolutionary. Chisel and rock turned into scroll. Scroll turned into big old books. Big old books turned into smaller books, then paperbacks, then mini books, then fantasy romance novels. Then came the Kindle, then came the Audible, and then, well, we're back to chisel and rock. Like, seriously, Twitter? No edit button? Still? I made a typo. Personally, to keep up with all these modes of quill and scroll, I purchased blue light glasses so I can read my Wikipedia articles on the crapper in peace without my eyes involuntarily crossing. And now, just to keep things interesting, I keep comic books in my bathroom. And why would you do that, John? Well, it's because hospitality matters. I want my guests to have a party in there. Just, at least some light reading while they handle their porcelain rodeo. I don't want them to be in there forever. It's true. But if they are, I would prefer to know they're having a good time. Consideration comes in many forms, folks. Well, anyway. But in all seriousness, folks, if we want to make American pastimes more interesting, we really should just add drugs back into the mix. Take it from me, folks. Birdwatching is back simply because weed is legal. Jazz is fusiony because Molly and cocaine are easier to find than they ever have been. Radio has turned into podcasts and still exists because white men still need to hear themselves speak and justify their ignorance with a can of PBR in their hands. And the clearest case, to get back to our original point, is baseball. When they were juicing, it was juicy. Just think about it. Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, all alliterative names. You know what? I think I might be better at the show and get more viewers if my name is John Jalski. But it's not. And so for all of us at BNN, I'm John Schwalski, and I've stolen 7 minutes of your day. Have a good one. And now it's time for our signature sign-off segment, folks. Tinkle Time, with musical accompaniment by Mike Greenwood. Mike, it's great to have you back. Folks, they say that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's very expensive for me, as I have many medical ailments and so many medical doctors, and I don't have the storage space nor the money to keep buying multiple bushels of apples a day. My Jewel Osco locally is sold out indefinitely, and I'm no longer allowed at the Mariano's down the street because they say I buy too many apples, too much applesauce. There's no Apple products anymore. I even went down to the Apple store and started looking for apples. I mean, this is becoming a big problem for me. So, somebody please tell me where I can get apples concentrated more effectively for my many medical needs and ailments that I would like to cure as soon as possible. Do you know what it's like to have to go out of the city multiple times a week to apple orchards to source these fucking things? This is really hard to do, folks. You know how hard it is to ride in downtown Chicago on the train with bushels of apples on you? I can't even, folks. I can't even. Anybody from Mott's, the apple juice, I would love a sponsor, please. What is it? Musselman's apple sauce, Ziegler's apple cider, you know, the real corporate shit. Come on, I would love it. You don't even have to throw in the cherry apple stuff. Like, just straight apple is fine by me. I know not everyone likes that, but you know, I'm your guy. Anyone ever look into hard ciders? That sounds like a good idea. Like making apples into alcohol. I think that somebody should get on that. Anyway, for all of us here at BNN, I'm John Schwalski. Thanks for watching. See you next time.